welcome everyone to the fifth session of the Journalists and Writers Foundation's Global Youth Leadership Program. Uh, this month, we will be focusing on humanitarian assistance. We have two pioneers of different civil society organizations working in different parts of the world, but I'm pretty sure their experiences will definitely resonate with one another. Welcome on board, Dana and Marina. It's wonderful to host you at this fifth session of the Global Youth Leadership Program. Just to very briefly inform you about this initiative, we have recently started. It's a fresh one of the fresh programs of the Journalists and Writers Foundation, and the mission here is to meet with this cohort of young professionals. To build their careers in particularly social sciences, United Nations, international humanitarian assistance, international law, youth affairs. So every single month we have a designated team where we host professionals with a wonderful expertise, experience like yourselves to lead up impactful civil society initiatives. To present a best practice for our audience here. And we also host expert speakers to keep the audience informed about some of the tools of the United Nations and international governance and diplomacy. In the room, you will see participants, young colleagues from different disciplines from 22 different countries. So I'm very much happy with the diversity that this program established to include in its every single session. So we're very much thrilled with this outcome, and it's a great pleasure to as I know both of you in person, met many times, spoke many times. I'm very sure that your remarks will inspire everyone in the room for the next hour. But to formally introduce our speakers for today, we have Marina Al Havand. He's the founder and president of Medonations, an NGO based in Lebanon and France. She recently received a Changemaker award in health category. I'm sure she will let us know more about its perspective as well, but she's committed to providing free, equal, and fair medical assistance across the nation. And Marina's journey commenced at the age of 18 in response to the Beirut explosion when Medonations was also launched. And in 2022, the construction of this institution's free health tech clinic in Beirut was also initiated, and its impact expanded internationally as currently Medonations' France branch is also collaborating with other parts of the world, and crossing across borders, they have saved over 20,000 lives, covering the costs of more than 100 surgeries. So embracing the motto of anyone, anywhere, and at any stage of life has the potential to become a lifesaver, a change maker, and a hope creator. I know that Marina will inspire us with her story, and I cannot wait to hear and let everyone in the room hear how her story was coming to life after the brutal explosion that happened in Beirut. Following Marina's remarks, we'll hear from Dana. Dana Coppola is the Development Officer and Program Coordinator at the Embrace Relief Foundation, based in the United States, where she is responsible for the health and mobile market programs, fundraising, and grants, event planning as well. She has played a key role in the development of new programs and annual events, furthering Embrace Relief's reachability and impact. Dana is currently pursuing her master's degree in corporate and organizational communication with a concentration in global studies at Northeastern University. Dana is a pioneer as well, spoke many times in our events, and I'm pretty sure her expertise in humanitarian assistance will be very much enlightening for everybody in the room as well. And I'm particularly wondering if she has any specific stories, because this working team humanitarian assistance is really the one that its impact is quite visibly seen in the lives of individuals when you have a handout, when you initiate a civil society project, we see the results quite visibly in this area. So it's very impactful. So I'll start with Marina. Let's give the floor to her for a round of maybe 20 minutes. Then we'll spend the same amount of time with Dana, and I'll open the platform for some conversation time and Q&A discussion with the involvement of our participants as well. Marina, the floor is yours.
Sure. Thank you so much for this introduction. Thank you, Dana, also for being here. Thank you, Mehmet. Thanks for everyone joining. It's a pleasure to be here and to be part of this session. And I hope you will get a great outcome and be fueled with some motivation, inspiration, and impact after the session, and be able to hopefully leave it with some marks of change-making aspects and ways of starting your own career in this humanitarian aspect and everything. So, I'm Marina Al Khawand. I come all the way from Lebanon, a country where I'm sure that if you've heard about it, you've only heard possibly negative news. It could be part of the explosion that happened 4 years ago during the blast of August 4, or if you've heard about the economy crisis, severe things happening now on our southern borders. So it's a country where we constantly suffer, we constantly face conflict. Conflict areas, conflict zones. We have a bunch of crises happening at the same time, from economic, socio-economic, humanitarian, healthcare, everything at one moment. And unfortunately, we live in a sort of a failed state. So it's only the community that is trying to thrive, to survive, if I would say. And this is what happened exactly after August 4. So during the explosion that happened 4 years ago, I had two options. As an 18-year-old individual, a youth just graduated from high school, entering my first year at law school, I had two options. It's either I fight or fly. Seeing everyone that left the country being able to build their own careers, being able to dream, being allowed to dream and to survive outside Lebanon, to realize everything that they want to do, to study in a secure and safe place, to be able to flourish and eventually to invest in something, to create their own things, their own businesses, and even to work in a safe community. This was a dream of every Lebanese since 30 years and more, and many left the country to actually realize this dream. So once the explosion happened, I just had all these images inside my mind. What if I stay and I couldn't eventually live for the second day, because you don't know in such a country if you'll be able to make it for a second day or not, or a bomb at any time or a blast at any time could end your life. Or I should fly away from Lebanon and just keep that I have a homeland by identity. And this is the hardest, not being able to live and grow and achieve the things that you want inside your homeland, and being able to and being forced to immigrate outside your country, outside your home, just to asking for security and safety and some sort of stability. But at that moment, I realized that it's now or never. It's now to act, or it's never. Because if at that moment we didn't act for our country and we didn't really fight for our homeland, then it will never be the time. Because at that moment you will lose your sense of belonging, or at that moment you will really ground your sense of belonging in any country around the globe, wherever you are based. In the conflict times, it is the time that your country is calling you. And it's up to you to hear this calling and to act towards it, or to run away from this calling. Because whenever you answer this calling, it's a pathway full of obstacles, full of downs and not ups, full of challenges, full of heavy weights, because you're responding to a community calling to your homeland. So it's something that is so hard and so tough, but requires so much determination, so much citizenship, and so much belief in your own nation. So that moment I went down the streets, and you know, we learn history, and our parents do tell us about war scenes. We watch a lot of movies. We've learned all over our old years that there are some wars. People are dying. You can see that bodies, but imagine seeing them in front of your eyes. Imagine walking in between the streets full of ruins, full of dead bodies around you, blood everywhere, people screaming everywhere. You can see the bodies of kids, of elderly, of people from all ages, and all what you can see is just, you know, just war scenes in front of you. It was a traumatizing scenery, traumatizing event in my entire life that I would have never imagined I would live it. At the age of 18, seeing all this was like, okay, I'm actually a nightmare. This is not true. So when I was continuing in between the streets and moving from one region to another, I was part of the Scouts movement, and we were called to try to help the individuals by some, you know, removing ashes thing and relocating individuals from one region to another, helping them with some food supplies, and that's it. But I knew that there is something more of the thing that we should do. People down need something, but no one is able to target this need. So as I was going to several regions and asking people down what do they need, and people asking that we need medications, we need foods, we need our home to be, you know, reconstructed, we need to be in a safe place, we need to find our missing individual, we need to we need, but eventually all the needs in my mind were the same. Nothing was like a priority for me because I wasn't really aware of, in times of crises, in times of such war times and conflict times, what is the real need of the individuals and of the human being at that moment. Up until I reached a region which was the most impactful. And imagine, in the whole region that I reached, the area was called Karantina. I might only see 10 individuals still living down, and two buildings from hundreds of buildings that were collapsed. Only two buildings were still not collapsed, and the scenery was even unmatchable to what I've seen in other regions. It was a total destruction of everything. It was literally the hardest I could ever see in my entire life. Up until I entered the building that was still up and not collapsed, and someone told me that there was an old lady still living down. Imagine an elderly woman still living inside the building that could collapse at any time, and still living under not conditions even. I wouldn't say that people down were even living. They were trying to survive from whatever they lived, and not being able to relocate because of physical non-ability, or any other type of obstacle inside their way. So at the moment I reached her doorsteps, I was about to enter, and I had two thoughts in mind. What if I enter and I found her as a dead body? What should I do? Imagine being in such a situation uh, at that small age. And even if you were an adult, how will you act? Knowing and not knowing at the same time, what will you see behind this door? At the same time, what if I enter and she's in need of help, and she's kind of seeing me as the only hope, and I am the only hope of her? So I got a push, and I'm sure that this was God's push to me. I got an energy that pushed me towards her doorsteps, and I entered. And thank God I did, because she was giving her last breaths. Her color was pale. Imagine a lady in her 70s laying down on her chair, everything destroyed around her. There is nothing left except of her piece of cloth, and she's holding one ripped box of paper. And imagine what is it? It's her medication box. At that moment, visualizing this old lady laying down her chair and not being able to even take a breath, holding her medication box, made the whole scene make sense for me. Because people down in the Lebanon, we live in a community and a country where 70% of the individuals do take chronic medications. I'm saying 70%. So imagine in a region where it's the capital, and most of the individuals are adults or elderly. what will this condition of these individuals be if they don't have access for their proper medications? We're giving them first aid, which is great. We're giving them food, even if they don't have ovens to cook. So, which is good. We're relocating them, that's great. But we're not giving them what will make them survive more. If they didn't die from the explosion, they're dying because of lack of medications, which is more criminal. You know, at that moment everything made sense for me, and I directly went back home, and I asked my mom over this medication, and it ended up that it's the same medication of my mom is also an asthma patient, and this patient is an asthma patient, which asthma is a pulmonary condition which individual will not be able to take oxygen anymore and will have several medical conditions and complications if they didn't take the medication on time. And the explosion, well, the cloud from the explosion was ammonium nitrate explosion. So imagine the chemicals that evacuated outside this cloud. Normal individuals were facing pulmonary infections and diseases and complications. What if an individual that already has an asthma problem and disease? What will this individual be facing after 5 and 7 days of the explosion, being alone and not having their medication? So I directly posted her story over Instagram, and after 2 calls, I get a call from a Lebanese economist telling me that a Lebanese Australian pharmacist having a pharmacy inside Lebanon is willing to donate a full bulk of this medication. So imagine, with one message transfer, that I was able to let this individual's voice be heard more. We were able to secure 12 boxes of this medication. It was the happiest call in my entire life, knowing that in 2 hours I was able to secure a full bulk for this lady, which is 1 year supply, and getting these medications and running back to her home, and knowing that, trying to imagine what will her reaction be. And the moment that I arrived to her home and to her doorsteps, I had the same two thoughts that I had first time. What if I enter and she now gave up? I couldn't really make it. Because when we talk about health here, guys, we need to know something, that we're fighting with time. We don't have the leverage of hours and even, if I would say, minutes. We're fighting with seconds. And this is when we talk about humanitarian assistance, we need to be aware of this, because not an individual can wait, not a health can wait, not a heartbeat can wait. So it's either this individual's life is saved or it's over. So when I understood this, I felt the urge more to do even more. I entered her doorsteps, and luckily she was still alive. The moment where I took the first box, this meant the world. She started tearing up. And imagine seeing an elderly woman at the age of your grandparents crying because she saw her right, which was her basic right for medication. It was so hard. At the same moment, it was so happy to see it, because I know now that she's gonna survive. But it is so crucial and so tough to really accept the fact that we live in a country that even the basic rights and basic humanitarian assistance is not available. And individuals are just numbers. They could die at any time because of lack of healthcare access, lack of food, lack of security, whatever it was the problem, they could die inside their home. So, and no one will ever care about it. So when I saw her tears and she took the first medication, the first inhale, second, she took 7 inhales. And I spent 1 hour and a half inside her home. Before I leave, she hugged me. And it was the first stranger hug that I felt her heart beats. I could now, whenever I'm telling the story, reimagine and re-feel her heartbeat. So now this individual that was 2 hours ago a stranger is now more attached to me, to maybe more than my family members, I would say. I felt something, a strong connection that I could not even find the words to just explain it and describe it. It was something surreal for me. And before I leave, she tells me one sentence: "Thank you for saving my life." Hearing the sentence was the beginning of med donations. I knew that any individual, no matter your age, no matter your background, no matter your capabilities, no matter your resources, no matter everything, you can save lives. You can be any individual. You shouldn't be a doctor to save lives. You shouldn't be a pharmacist, a healthcare professional, or whatever it was to save lives. You shouldn't be a superhero to save lives. You can be a normal individual and be a superhero for someone from just one act. So that moment, really, it was like a seed being planted inside me. And the second day I went down the streets, I had one mission in mind. I just want to save lives and drive the change inside Lebanon. I don't want any government to support me, an individual, if they do not believe in the mission and values. I just need people like-minded like me, that they resemble me in their values, in their mission, and the vision, and in everything. And we want to collaborate to save every human being in need of help. And that moment, now after 4 years, I would tell you, we have saved 20,000 individuals. 20,000 lives have been saved because of this small act of kindness and this small donation. And what is more is that med donations doesn't work by funds. We have zero funds. So we don't have any institution that supports med donations to continue their work. We really made it possible that any nonprofit could really be a nonprofit by not even getting any penny to support. And now we've covered treatments, surgeries, we have 20,000 individuals, we have donation drives, which are collection points in 65 countries. So this ripple effect have not only been only bordered by Lebanon and by Lebanese individuals living outside Lebanon, the diaspora. We have more than 80% of our international collection points led by non-Lebanese. So it's a humanitarian community and movement to help and save lives in Lebanon. And this structure plan will be, multiplied in other countries that are in need of. And now we started this in Morocco. We have this now in France. So we want to empower communities. We want to empower individuals and normal individuals and youth, which are the leaders of today and tomorrow, and the change makers of today and tomorrow. Not to wait anymore, because every time and every second could be your moment. And whenever we're waiting more, we're losing time. And as I said, we are in a fight with time and nothing more than time. And Lebanon and other countries now with whatever we're seeing as in war things happening all around the globe. Well, with a humanitarian thing that you can start inside your country, you can rebuild resilience inside your community. You can empower your nation, that there is still hope if we collaborate together, if we put our hands together as people who are able to help, and beneficiaries and patients, and whatever it was your aspect of humanitarian assistance. If we work together and have one mission and one goal, we can rebuild nations. And I mean it. I'm talking of a personal experience, and not by the books, not by poems, not by poetry. I'm talking of an experience. And I would have never imagined, and even had the privilege to think about it twice, that if I had to write this plan on a paper, it would have seemed impossible for me.
So my message for you today, I know that youth living in different countries around the globe, and maybe all continents covering this globe, and we are all seeing and witnessing several bad and hard and harsh things happening all around us. And you might be suffering from conflicts happening inside your own country. Maybe war zones, maybe socioeconomic crises, maybe health crises. Whatever was the crisis your nation, your community is suffering, you can be the beam of hope of your nation. And I mean it. Every individual here inside the room, you can start your own humanitarian assistance. It could be an institution, a nonprofit, it's just a movement, a community, a group, a support group, whatever it was. If you have an idea, dare to step in, dare to start it, and not have in mind that there will be obstacles inside my road. I will never be able to do it. It's impossible. I will be backlashed every time. I will not have the means. I will not have the support. Everything in mind is wrong. you will be able to do it, and nothing is impossible. Just whenever you have the passion, determination, and the vision for it, you will find lots of people that will support you and also not support you at the same time. Just accept it and just believe in whatever you have from the inside. Let this passion towards the project, towards the mission that you're fighting for, be inside your veins. Let it run inside your veins. Because as I'm talking now, my donations over the 4 years, I faced burnouts a lot. I faced lots of challenges, and every single day there's a challenge. But if this mission doesn't run inside my veins, and I don't believe in it as much as I believe in all my strongest beliefs, I wouldn't make it. And we've lived all the ups and downs. We've lived success stories and failure stories. We've succeeded together. We've failed together as our patients and our supporters. We need to live as if this is your small baby and you're growing older with it. And believe me, the community will and is in need of your help, your efforts, your contribution, your knowledge, your expertise, your love, your hope, your faith, your energy, your vibes, and everything that you need. And you are able to make it. You are able. And every second that passes, you are losing time. And your community is losing time. So start now and act now. Because right and not having a right doesn't wait. And as I told you the story, the story of this lady couldn't wait, and I can tell you thousands of stories as this lady's stories. So act now, because rights cannot wait, and rights now. So please, whatever support you need in any of this journey, that I can be of any help, please let me know. From strategies to implementation to operation system to logistics to how to make the plan of work on the field, to how to assess anything that I would be of any help of, I'm ready to support in all means to implement this strategy in other countries and to make you able to support and to make this relief inside your country.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marina. We have already started getting questions, but I'll save those to the Q&A session. And it's very, very compelling to listen how your journey really stemmed from this challenging mission of prioritizing inevitably one humanitarian need over the other, and you successfully, as you put it out, answered this urgency of call to give a hand, I think you're a perfect example of how something that may seem small experience can grow into a larger scale, which has a nationwide and then global wise impacts. And from the reports of the current wars as well, we see that yes, the number of conflict deaths are hitting high rocket this year and the past year as well, given the surge of armed conflicts, geopolitical complexities around the globe. But we also see a significant rise in the number of individuals who are losing their lives because of lack to access health services and medicine in the zones of conflict.
Right.
So what you do is critically important. And I really also enjoyed how you underlined this fulfillment that you feel out of this humanitarian work. I think that's really impactful. Whichever work that we are doing, we must have that essential feeling which will boost our internal motivation as well. So I would say, for the sake of humanity, thank you so much, for answering this critical call and being an exemplary leader as a young professional in your community and in global arenas like this one. So from your story, I think the most important takeaway is not to be afraid to answer the call. And I think when you're ready professionally, from the sense of mindset as well, when you have that power, it doesn't matter where you are, when you are, the call really finds you, like the one in your experience.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. That was a great start for the program. And
Thank
now,
you.
of course, we're moving to Dana Coppola to hear her remarks, and I'll open the platform for interactive engagements. Dana,
Thank
over
you.
to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Marina, I am pumped up. I am invigorated. I am ready to get my day started with making the world a better place through humanitarian work and
That's great to hear.
developmental work. Your story was so inspiring, genuinely. And I think it's so interesting how just people's different life paths start, where it takes them, and then where people's paths intersect. And I really hope that one day we'll be able to meet in person to share our ideas and experiences and just share the energy, because I can tell that your heart is definitely in the work that you pursue. And I really loved what you said, that a heartbeat cannot wait. So, you know, it's not days, it's not hours, we're fighting seconds, and a heartbeat cannot wait. So that was really beautiful. And I just wanted to say thank you, as always, to the Journalist and Writers Foundation. I always appreciate the opportunity to come share my experiences and insights. And I think it's so amazing how the foundation has such diverse opportunities and forums to hold discussions like this, because they're so important as the world develops and changes so quickly, for all of us to stay connected from different parts of the world, to network and share information, which are some of the most priceless things that we can do this day and age, is just come together and speak candidly and have these amazing discussions. So I'm going to share a presentation that I actually put together for today. And today I'm going to share with you a little bit about Embrace Relief, which is the nonprofit that I work at, and my journey there, what Embrace Relief does, and some of the experiences that I've gotten to have in a leadership position, being a woman under the age of 30. So as Jemre shared in the beginning, I am a program coordinator and development officer at Embrace Relief. Whoops. And Embrace Relief is a 501c3 international nonprofit located in Fairfield, New Jersey, in the United States. We are dedicated to delivering research-based sustainable solutions to achieve both immediate and lasting improvements for individuals and communities in situations of emergency, as well as ongoing or chronic hardship. Now, this is just a very brief and broad overview of Embrace Relief's activities and programs. We were actually founded in 2008 as a disaster relief organization, responding to disasters whenever and wherever they strike. However, since then, the organization has undergone transformational change and development to include a range of humanitarian and development programs, most of which, which address most of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which I'll get into a little further into the presentation. So we have 8 core programs, and each program has sub-programs. So you can see we have health, clean water, hunger relief, disaster relief, as our core mission still carries true today. And to give you a visualization of the expansive reach and work that Embrace Relief does around the globe, this is one of our more recent maps of the projects that we've implemented in different countries, on different continents. They range from all of our 8 programs. So you can see the reach, as I just said, Embrace Relief has, but I want to also drive home, and it also kind of ties back to what Marina was saying about, you know, staying connected, being together to help one another, is that all of this work is possible through partnerships that Embrace Relief has made and cultivated over the 16 years it has been in operation. So all of this is possible through partnerships. So I really cannot stress the importance of networking enough, and joining in these types of opportunities where you can meet people to share experiences. Since 2008, I know this is a lot. These are just like the main key achievements of our programs, but even in just the top 3 bullet points, you can see the impact that Embrace Relief has had, with over 900 water wells built across sub-Saharan Africa, serving almost 1 million people. We're getting very excited to reach that 1 million mark. Over 40,000 cataract surgeries and 600,000 screenings in Mali, Africa. And we also do health screenings in some other countries. And we're even expanding our health program to Burkina Faso, which I will also share a little bit about later on. So this just kind of gives you an idea of the further impact that Embrace Relief has had. These are also just some pictures of our different programs, and I will be getting into the importance of humanitarian work on global peace and prosperity, as well as security and general development. So you can see Embrace Relief, we have our volunteers doing work on the ground, our partners who help coordinate things like Yemen bread distribution, as well as our women's empowerment programs. And we even do international volunteer trips, which you can see in this photo, which is a school club that went to Tanzania to renovate a bathroom for a school of 500 students, which was pretty incredible to see their trip. So as I was mentioning earlier, Embrace Relief's programs address most of the United Nations SDGs. And these SDGs, which you can see on the side of the screen, that Embrace Relief addresses include 1, 0 poverty, 2, 0 hunger, 3, health, 4, quality education, 5, gender equality, 6, clean water and sanitation, 8, decent work and economic growth, 9, industry and innovation and infrastructure, 10, reduced inequalities, 11, sustainable cities and communities, 12, responsible consumption and production, as well as 110%, 17, partnership for the goals, which, you know, as I mentioned, is how Embrace Relief really gets their work done, is through these trusted, established partnerships. And the 2030 Agenda is the United Nations plan for peace and prosperity for people on the planet while also addressing climate change. So the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and their subsequent 169 targets lay the blueprint or the map for how we are to reach the 2030 Agenda, which has called on many different sectors and actors throughout industries, for example, in the nonprofit, in government, in business. So it calls on everyone to, again, come together to achieve these goals in order to make the world a better and safer place for all. Humanitarian work significantly impacts this global peace and prosperity by addressing immediate needs, fostering stability, as well as promoting long-term development. And this is all through social cohesion and trust, economic development and stability, as well as long-term peace building. And I have more notes for this slide, but I don't want to run out of time. So I would just like to focus more on the last point, which is long-term peace building. So the first 2 points go into the long-term peace building. Peace isn't something that just happens overnight. And I know this is something that is really important to also the Journalist and Writers Foundation's mission, is bringing people together to have these kind of interactive forums in order to foster peace and collaboration among people from different backgrounds. So efforts to address root causes of conflict are essential to peace building, which include things such as poverty and inequality, which contribute, addressing these contribute to lasting peace and security. Moreover, you foster stability and peace through building these dialogue, governance structure, and education, as well as advocacy efforts. And we can see these in present day examples, which include South Sudan, where NGOs like the International Rescue Committee and Mercy Corps have programs like emergency aid, economic and job programs, government support, peace building initiatives, youth and education programs, as well as human rights monitoring and advocacy. So this has also been a topic that has been picking up a lot of popularity, I guess, or a lot of attention, you could say, around the globe, is the human rights monitoring and advocacy. And we can also see this, of course, today, what's happening in Palestine. We're also seeing firsthand peace building and human rights advocacy efforts made by various international nonprofits. And just to name two, which include Save the Children, as well as World Central Kitchen, who are really bringing awareness to the issues in order to foster peace. Collectively, these actions and efforts reduce vulnerability and disconnection by creating a foundation of stability conducive to pursuing a peaceful life. Now, kind of going backwards, so my journey to Embrace Relief, I graduated from East Stroudsburg University in 2019. So and I've been at Embrace Relief since then. So I actually started as an intern. So my journey to Embrace Relief was a little different. I did not plan to go into the nonprofit sector at first. I actually planned to just hop into corporate America, be a cog in the machine. I got my degree in communications and public relations. So I was thinking, work in New York City or a firm. However, I needed one more class to finish my degree. And so my advisor said I could either take a class, like a summer course, or I could do an internship. I said easy internship because you get to network, you get experience, and you never know what's going to come of it. And thank God I did. And that's probably maybe something even larger playing a role, like Marina was saying, a calling. So I figured, why not try out humanitarian work? I had worked in higher education during my undergrad, as well as a public relations firm. So I figured I would do my internship, see what nonprofit life is like, go back into corporate America, and then end my career in nonprofit. So I had this whole plan. And of course, that whole plan was went and disappeared when I entered Embrace Relief, because I ended up falling in love with the work and with the people that we worked with and were serving. And I also felt like there was a calling for me to stay, and my time and my work wasn't done yet, and the work will never be done. So it's kind of a catch-22. But through my experience, I became an independent contractor, then a part-time employee, and now for a while I've been a full-time employee. And my roles have progressed over the lifespan of me being at Embrace Relief. We are a small nonprofit with only 9 people working in New Jersey. So, you can see there the different roles that I have had. And through this, I've received a lot of support and training along the way. So I think that's also really important to have and pursue, is continuously pursue, education, develop yourself professionally, personally, and academically, because the learning never stops. And it's important to try and stay up to date and connected with everything that's going on in the world. And these are just I'm wrapping up my presentation now, some opportunities that I have had to lead change within the 5 years that I've been at Embrace Relief, and being a woman under 30. I am 27 years old. Next year, I'll be 28. So these have been some really impactful things that I've gotten to experience, and that I'll carry with me forever. So in 2021, I had the opportunity to travel with some team members to Bamako, Mali in West Africa for our health and cataract program. And you can see here, we have our mobile health clinic, and we were visiting a village this day, and we were conducting health screenings, distributing medication, and scheduling free cataract surgeries for people who are affected by cataracts. In 2022, I had the opportunity to travel to Athens, Greece. You can see behind me and this volunteer here are 2 women. They're refugees whose identities are concealed for the purpose of safety and security for their families, who are still in their home country, facing unlawful persecution. And as I said, that was for our refugee relief. In 2023, we got to visit Burkina Faso and Ethiopia for health and women's empowerment. And through working at Embrace Relief and the connections that I've made, I've gotten to meet some really amazing people and network with some really incredible people, including this woman you can see right here in this beautiful yellow dress that she handmade. This is Commissioner Minata Sassouma of the African Union. So we've also gotten to visit her at the African Union. We've had lunch and dinner with her many times. So connections like this are also really incredible to make, because through her, we've also gotten to make additional connections, which are making current projects and future projects possible, which lead me to my last slide, which are these significant events and initiatives in my time at Embrace Relief. So through the commissioner, we've had the opportunity to connect with the Ministry of Health and Youth, as well as the Ministry of Youth and Sports, to start on a medical clinic in Burkina Faso. So you can see here on the right, this is our mobile medical clinic that's actually in Mali. We're going to be having a similar one in Burkina Faso that's actually going to be starting next month. And then this is our 3D rendering of a full functioning clinic that will be built in Bobo Dioulasso. So that's also really exciting. And I'm the health program coordinator. So it's been really amazing to get to design this program and improve upon what we've already built in Mali in order to implement this in the neighboring Burkina Faso with so many amazing partners. In addition, I've had the opportunity to create a completely new program for Embrace Relief, which is the Mobile Farmers Market. It's this little truck. The inside is this. It looks like a convenience store where it holds fresh produce now, so only fruits and vegetables, and they're distributed for free to low-income and struggling families in northern New Jersey. And I've also had the opportunity to create our annual 5K walk that's held to raise awareness and funds for the clean water crisis in Africa. So we actually just held our walk this year, like 2 weeks ago. This is our picture from the walk. So being in humanitarian work, what's incredible is that there's always things to do. I mean, it's not incredible because that's also, there's always work to be done, always people that need help, but the people that you get to meet along the way, the connections that you make, the lessons that you learn, all help you become a better person, but also a better professional in being able to implement humanitarian activities to the best of your ability to create effective programs that have real impacts on the people that they serve. So I feel like that was kind of all over the place, but I just also want to echo what Marina was saying earlier, that if you feel a calling for humanitarian or developmental work, pursue it. Make the connections with anyone that you can. Ask questions. Don't be afraid. Questions and connections are the recipe for success. That this is how programs get started, and having open and honest conversations are just the beginning to solutions. So I will finish my section with that. Journalists and Writers Foundation, thank you so much, as always.
Thank you, Dana. That was wonderful, and I really enjoyed listening to your professional endeavor and how it also evolved with this life-changing internship that you stepped in. It's usually like that. The first couple of steps that we take to build our careers are really having a long-lasting impact in our lifetime. And I really liked your emphasis on how the peacefulness, building the state of peacefulness is a long-term job, and I think that's really critical that we are aware of the importance that institutions to work cohesively with one another, like the partnership that you underlined. But in our day, peacefulness does not only mean the absence of wars. We definitely need more than that. We need a progressive state of peace, a positive peace, how it's also defined in the literature as well, where, just like we mentioned, partnerships are fostered, public institutions are complying with checks and balance systems, there is accountability and everything. So this cohesive working methodology is ensuring what needs to be done, that every citizen having an access to resources to promote their right to practice any given fundamental human rights, including health services and right to medicine as well. And I know that being in non-governmental sector for the last 10 years, this field has a different spark. It has a different motivation of change. So I know Med Donations also have a very small team, like the one in Embrace Relief. I would say the same for Journalists and Writers Foundations as well. But when passionate members of civil society come together, even within the small teams, we are all doing fantastic work. So thank you so much for that. I think we can spend the next maybe 10 minutes or 15 max for questions and any reflections from the audience. I already have one from Kabiru. I'm just gonna ask if Kabiru is available to join us. Why not ask the question yourself, just making a call only if you're available. If not, that's okay. I'm gonna read the question. But if you're available, let's take this moment for you to open up your microphone. All right, maybe not this time. So let me just read it out. And I think this first question was for you, Marina. It's asking what strategies have you employed to build resilience and promote long-time recovery when you first start humanitarian aid?
Okay, so at first, whenever you start, you don't have, well, you have many strategies that are implemented in other nonprofits and other work institutions and other movements, but you need to test the ground on field to know which strategy will better be useful for you, for the patients, for the times you are working in, because every time and every conflict differs from the other. So as for my donations, as we started, to be honest, I was innocent. I didn't know anything regarding medical assistance, regarding humanitarian assistance. I was a fresh grad and entering law school. I was a law student, and I'm still now a law graduate. So I didn't have to do with everything. And so, but the system, and I learned a lot from organizations that were working inside Lebanon and others outside Lebanon, similar to Embrace Relief's work with the clinics, the mobile clinics, and also fixed clinics. So I learned a lot from doctors, from healthcare professionals, and we implemented our own strategy. So now Med Donations have its own strategy with its own platform, its own EHR system, that everything helps us how to assess. Now we have a checklist, a strategy, which the volunteers get taught how to do it on field, and also the small team that we have now, how to operate, how to handle the logistics and everything. But we would be really happy if anyone is willing to start their own and needs guidance in this. I would be more than happy to have a breakthrough call to guide them how to build their own strategies. They can of course be inspired by others, but it's always special, and because you know your targets, you know your mission, and every mission is different than the other. At the end, we have one end goal, which is to serve humanity, but you can tackle it from different point of views and different options and opinions. So whenever the strategy suits you, you tailor it upon your needs and the needs of your community. So it differs by some aspects, but it's you who will determine these aspects and point of views.
Thank you. By the way, if anybody in the audience would like to join the conversation, it doesn't have to be a question necessarily, a comment or feedback, please use the raise hand button and I'll include you in the screen. So I think the next question is addressing both of you, and we can start with Dana. Is there any challenge you face when assessing the need of a local community in an accurate manner? I think this is an important question when we design programs, because I've led many different forms of more towards the topic of women's empowerment in conflict zones or survivors of political violence. But when we design programs, what we think would benefit the target group may be failing to address their needs, because even though we're experts, our perspective is never the same as the survivor himself or herself. So it's really important that we extend our collaborations to include their voices as well. So as coordinating many programs, I'll first pass it over to Dana to share her reflections on this question.
Yeah, thank you so much. And it's such a great question. I would like to share that definitely there are challenges for any nonprofit, I think, when assessing, communities or situations in certain locations, regardless of where they are. So I think that's also why it's so important, again, just to reiterate, for the partnerships that we have in the communities in which we work. As I mentioned, and this is all from Embrace Release perspective and my experience. So we will utilize and collaborate with our partners in order to get into the communities in which we require the assistance that we're providing. And through those partners, we're able to conduct the assessments in a culturally and regionally appropriate way. And they understand the context in which they're living as well. So they understand the types of questions that might need to be asked. And also just when it comes down to like logistical things such as like travel or rainy seasons, let's say in sub-Saharan Africa, those partners will understand when the best time is to conduct those types of assessments. And also, I would also say the same for monitoring and evaluation. So from the Embrace Relief side, you know, like we'll have kind of a overview or a plan or some protocols guidance. And that will come into like with like the training that we might provide with our local partners. And then this really leads into like local development, locally led development, you could say. So we are putting the responsibility and the accountability and the opportunity in the hands of the people who are living within this region. So I would say that those are some of the challenges and how we overcome those challenges, because living in the United States and being a US citizen, I can't understand all of the contexts and situations and nuances of someone living in a country across the world. So yeah, I would say through partnership and through intense, trusted collaboration.
Thank you. Thank you. Marina?
So I would
Anything to
say ours is different a bit from Dana, because I live with the community and I come from the community suffering. So I live in the shoe of the patient in a manner that I understand the challenges, I understand the need, I understand the conflict, and I'm living it. But what differs here is that the challenge I still face whenever I'm assessing the case is that being able to let the individual speak up at first, to trust us, because there are a lot of fake nonprofits, if I would say, inside Lebanon, and unfortunately, as I was reading the reports, many non-governmental nonprofits all over the world are having now question marks over them. Some are really conducting money laundering issues and several things. So now it's more critical for the individual to trust any nonprofit, if I would say, from my country. So they are afraid from whenever they see a team coming, okay, you're coming, you're taking my data, and then you're sending my data. So this privacy thing that you need to ensure that the individual that you're stepping into their home is really at relief and is trusting you. So this is one of the biggest challenges, because if they don't trust you, they will not expose their medical data, and they will not tell you their problems and their challenges and whatever they're suffering from, and how you can help them. So but whenever you break this, and you break this by the human connection and really having a clean record all over the years that you're operated in, and be a human being whenever you're on field. So do not be just an individual going down and assessing. To be a human being, talking to a human being that is suffering, understanding the needs of them, and making them know that you understand and you come from the same background. You're not different from them. The other thing is education, because we face a lot whenever we go to rural areas. Individuals are not really educated. So this is kind of a conflict, and it's a problem to understand how will they be able to relay the problem that they're facing into a medical problem, because some of them didn't see a doctor since 10-20 years, I would say, and they're okay with not seeing a doctor because they do not know that they should see a doctor, and it's a must for them. So working on the medical knowledge and the knowledge in general, and educating them on whatever basic needs they need to be able to understand their challenges, and fixing this in the future is also one of the big challenges when assessing the case at itself.
Thank you. Leading a change from within and from an external point of view, they both have, I think, some pros and cons. So it's always good to be mindful of where you're standing and taking the advantage of your endeavors, and always keeping an eye on the other side of the coin in terms of improving your leadership positions. So the next question is from Belgium. If Tuna is available, I would love him to be included in the conversation. If not, I can read out the question. Let me read it out. Thank you for the presentation. Do you partner with different social organizations in your activities in the local context? If so, what are the advantages of this?
Through these trusted relationships, like relationship building is just one of the most important qualities or skills that someone can have and should have, especially in this sector, because as Jemre was sharing before, we're all here doing this together. We might have different focuses or have different ways of doing it, but at the end of the day, there are so many of us working towards this broader goal that we need to be in communication and collaboration in order to efficiently and effectively get these solutions and get the outcomes that we want. So having partners in the local context of where we work has like so many benefits, and including having those partners expand to their partners or like their network in that country or even neighboring countries. So like that's what I'm trying to say, is that kind of like you leapfrog from place to place, from idea to idea, until you find like the perfect place where you have all the resources, the human resources, physical resources, financial resources you need in order to implement a project. And having these partners in the local areas are just so wonderful for the implementation, the monitoring, evaluation, assessments, and all of those great things that come along with the projects that we do.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, before I pass it to Mehmet for his any concluding remarks or reflections, I have one last question to Marina, because please do follow both Marina, Dana, and MedDonations, particularly their Instagram page is creating a wonderful content. I think you recently started creating info notes for anyone, regardless of their need to access health services, but to inform them on maybe how to consume medicine, or the tips that we need to know when consuming such goods and products, including supplements as well. So I want to ask if you use any tools of AI in your work, or any latest technology is helping you out on that end to either deliver humanitarian aid or create content in your organization.
Definitely. Now, actually, I was in Riyadh 3 weeks ago. And actually, I was invited to speak at the fifth MENA telehealth event in Riyadh, and it was the event where I launched a partnership with IGEA company. It's a US-based company. The co-founder is Romanian. So we will be implementing this technology, this platform inside Lebanon for the first time ever. So it's a platform where you can, with 60 seconds camera, get your vital signs, blood pressure, oxygen levels, mood, stress level, hypertension, and everything else. We will have AI plugins from AI lab tests, AI imagery, AI chatbot, AI medical symptom doctors, AI healthcare agent. So all these AI plugins that you're seeing, we will have them on board. We will also have telemedicine, which is crucial to reach rural areas. This platform is the platform that we will use to be implemented inside of the countries, because eventually we don't have the humanitarian team and the financials to get our team travel to other countries. But this platform will be implemented in Africa, example, in war zones, whenever something happens, in earthquakes, if anything happens, in natural and unnatural disasters and humankind disasters. So it is a platform that is a life-saving platform, which the individual will only need it, and plus the medication, because it's only the medical assistance here, but you cannot access medications through it, and the medication itself. So both together will lead to having the perfect, free, equal, and fair medical assistance to everyone. And now currently we're actually using Pill.eye for some pill sorting. We're using Ave, MedSafe, some other applications that are also AI applications, help us with the operation, help us also with the medical content. ChatGPT is helping a lot, and also Ave is the medical content advisor that we're using. We've met their founders in Qatar at the Wish Summit, and the Pill.eye. We're called to implement this application, and also many pharmacies, many hospitals. It actually helps counting pills. So all these small technologies, they're helping with the logistic wise of automating some stuff because of lack of team members. And whenever you have a high demand and a massive demand, you need some technology that will help you operate faster, because because at the same time we don't have time. So of course, and I invite you all again to follow my donations and Embrace Relief, to be stay tuned with our medical awareness stuff that we're posting in English and Arabic. It's medical tips, so we don't find them on all platforms. It's medication tips, how to store medications, how to use the medication, what are the odds to using different medications together. So everyone should know this information and should be aware of this and educate others about these harmful things, about these also new technologies that are being implemented. So always stay connected and stay tuned with everything.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, this is a very hot topic at JWF as well. We have been speaking on the implications of AI in human rights reporting and journalism as well. And just like you mentioned, I think it's one of the important takeaways of this discussion. AI and technology does not exist to replace our work, but it's there to facilitate and
Right.
make the means easier for us to continue addressing the increasing demands in whichever respective area that they're working in. It will always miss that personal expertise and touch. So that's where we step in to mindfully work in collaboration with these technologies. So thank you so much on that emphasis. So over to Mehmet for his reflections.
Thank you, Jimre. I would like to thank Marina and Donna for sharing your stories and career path. I'm inspired, I'm moved, and I'm energized with your stories to make a difference in our society. It could be at the local level or national or global level. I think, what reminded me of listening to you is there is a saying which says, hard times reveal true friends. And I think, what I would like to change it, hard times reveal leaderships, like true leaders. So I think, you've both taken, like the right steps to become leaders in your community, responding to crises or difficult times to make a difference in our society. And I think, that's important. We can be all inspired, we can listen to many stories, but if you don't take this step forward, if you don't take an action, okay, and we will just be there, okay, nothing will change. To be a change maker, I think we have to take action. That's what true leadership is all about. And and I also want to thank, Donna. I know her for a while, but sometimes people make decisions, and I think your decision to, to make a decision to not going into corporate America, but going into nonprofits. Okay, nonprofits do not make money. Nonprofits suffer financially. So I think that's a very noble, decision that you make to make a difference in society. And so I think sometimes, we are just building our careers, our academic, background, but sometimes we don't know what life brings to us. I mean, in my career as well, I mean, I went into different career paths to education, nonprofit, and again, like different sectors in nonprofit as well. But I think, for leaders, we have to sense what really fulfills our heart. At the end of the day, we want to be happy, right? What is it going to be making you happy? Sometimes money doesn't really make you happy, but the humanitarian efforts, relief really makes you happy. I can, like when I was listening to Marina helping this old woman, just saving her life, I think that's something that will, it's an infinite, fulfilling, thing in your life. That's, yeah, this is what it is. This is, you make your life, it makes your life more meaningful, helping people out. So what I would like to say, we have great leaders over here from different parts of the world. We can choose different career paths. You can be doctors, engineers, educators, but humanitarian relief is something that we can always do. Okay, we can be a computer scientist, but humanitarian relief can be something that we can always do. So my question, I mean, I would like to just answer one question. I mean, if you were to, make one recommendation to our global youth leaders, what would it be? I know it's a very open, but whatever comes to your heart, from your heart, what recommendations would you make in terms of humanitarian efforts?
I think I'm just going to repeat what I said, questions and connections. I think I like that. I've never said those two together, and it has a nice ring to it. Connect with anyone and everyone, but also have quality connections, not just a quantity of connections. The connections that you make really cultivate, and you will not be disappointed in the results that come from those connections and relationships. And questions. Question everything, number one, but also ask each other things. That's how we spark new ideas and how we come up with things and innovative ways of doing things that we never thought we could. So questions and connections are my thoughts for today.
I would continue with Dana's, start. Whenever you finish with the connections and questions, dare to act. And this is the changing point. You have all what you need. You have the connections now. You have the answers to your questions. You have the plan. But if this stayed as a plan, you didn't do anything. Just dare to step the first step towards action. This is where everything will make sense. So I think this would be the perfect pathway you need to do. And again, I'm here to support in anything that you need.
Questions, connections, actions. Boom.
That sounds great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think Dana's preference of humanitarian work over corporate and Marina's personal story of helping out this old lady will remain with us for some time as a sparking moment, as an inspirational venue to start a change will be long lasting. Thank you so much to both of you. That was a pleasure, to spend this hour with you. I know you're both busy and took this hour out of your busy schedules, daily tasks, but we really appreciate. Tiarno, if it's very brief intervention, please go ahead. As I saw your hand, I didn't want to miss on it, but let's keep it short and sweet. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Priyanka. I wanted to take the floor before Mr. Mehmet, but as he has already started, my name is Tiano. I'm taking the floor from West Africa, Ivory Coast. I think Dana said that she came to Mali and Burkina Faso. Mali and Burkina Faso are just next year. I just wanted to put one question. But before, I wanted to thank all of you for the passionate and this energy that you've been sharing with us. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm also volunteering in an organization, humanitarian organization here, and I'm the vice president. But most of the challenges that we are facing, or we still facing, is fundraising issues. So I wanted to have your experience about fundraising. What are those effective strategies that you have already applied for fundraising, or are there any new or innovative approaches for fundraising? Thank you.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a great question. There are so many different paths to fundraise. I know that especially with starting organizations or nonprofits, it can be particularly difficult to get your name and your mission out there. I would say definitely utilize the tech that we have at hand at this day and age. Social media will definitely be really useful. As well as, if we do any types of like events, or if you can partner with other nonprofits that are already hosting events in order to kind of also increase your network that way. I would love to share some more information with you via email if that might be beneficial. I think we might be.
Yeah, I think December is also a good time to initiate such efforts because the year-end times are usually where people are feeling like to give back to their communities with the call of New Year, wrapping up some other projects. So it might be a good time to organize. Holiday times are always productive in terms of raising funds. Anything from your side, Marina?
Well, from my perspective, we have never actually applied for a proposal or funding or big funding. We just count on individual donations and kind donations, and do not underestimate this aspect. because our whole operation is based on individual collection points led by individuals outside Lebanon that they collect and send to Lebanon. And this is the base of med donations. It's human-centric, individual-centric, not organization-centric. So if you prefer to start with this, it's gonna work, and then you can escalate into bigger funds and bigger proposals. But it is possible. So any individual support would really help you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, then let's wrap up this first part of the discussion. Thank you so much again. Mehmet, do you have any
I
other?
mean, just one idea to, Terno, is that, in order to, get, support and fundraisers, it's important that you, put your work and also your outcomes on your website, on social media, okay? Inform people what the problem is and how you approach to the problem and what kind of achievements or outcomes you take. So once people know, then they would like to engage, okay? So try to, like use the internet, your website, your social media, and let people know, then people will, eventually help. Just wanted to add.
Thank you so much, Dana and Marina. As always, a pleasure to host you at our platforms. And they both shared their social media links in the chat. Please connect and stay in touch. If you have any questions, I'm pretty sure either of these courageous, wonderful ladies will be giving back as a response to your inquiries or assistance to take any further step in your project management. So thank you again, and we'll shortly start the workshop session of the day. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Hope
to
to see you
you.
again.
Thanks to
Bye-bye.
you, and thanks for all for joining. It was such a
Thank
session.
you.
Thank you.
Really
Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So we have about 40 more minutes to spare in the workshop session, and I'll leave it to Mehmet to lead it on.
As our speaker said, it's good to be, it's great to be inspired. It's great that we have amazing ideas. We have amazing, projects, but unless we take an action, it does not really make sense. So that's why we are encouraging you to take action, to make a difference, and to become, to work collaboratively with other friends. So as we have discussed and met before, we have these, working groups and committees. And so we will do three things today. Number one, we would like to make sure that we have, lead person, at least one person, or it could be more than one for each, group. Let me just, refresh my page. I think out of the out of 6 working groups, we have 3 lead persons, and we need 3 for other working groups. Okay, so here, let's go with the climate action group. Actually, at this time, so we have Ashley,
Okay.
and in this group, we have 12 we have 12 participants in the climate action group. And if anybody else would like to be the second lead person, we are happy to, put his or her name over here. But Ashley, I think she's a great leader, and we're following her. She's participating in the COP events in Egypt, and I believe she's planning to participate in the COP in Azerbaijan. So, and also we have the WhatsApp group. Priyanka, she established the WhatsApp group for each working group. So that's for group participants to engage, to engage, communicate with one another, okay, to share opportunities or ideas, or so that's how you communicate. And for the global health, we have Spozimi Munir, so he wanted to be the lead person, and we have 3 people in the global health group. And then for the human rights group, so we have 6 people, but we don't have any persons who would like to be a lead person. So out of these 6 people, is there anyone who would like to be a lead person? Lead person means this person will communicate with others, bring them together, and then come up with an agenda. And yes, go ahead.
If you could please enlarge your screen, I think that might be easier for our friends to see your screen. And maybe we can even read out the members of this this human rights group. So just to check if we have them in presence.
Sure. Let me just make it bigger.
You know how you change your scale? It says 100%. Oh, that works too, either.
Yeah. Is it good enough?
Maybe a little more, yes.
One more time. Okay, here we go. Make this.
Yeah, I think now is more visible.
All right. So for the human rights group, we have Urman Bek, okay, no. We have Beyza Boz, Zehra Karul, Melike Kapsız, Fatih Taha Sevindik, and Marina Zela. So we need leaders who would like to be a lead person for this group. You can just unmute yourself. Beyza, okay, we have Beyza. Very good.
Yes, I would like to be the leader if that's possible.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And we can have a second person if anybody else in this group would like to be a lead person. If not, that's always fine. Okay, so great. We have one Beyza for, okay. For quality education group, we have 12 people, which is great. We have Ulan Temirgali, Spozimi Münir, Surja Shehi, Yerkanat Omirzak, Saule Abdu Wahabo, Numan Üsküdar, Mustafa Muhammed Zarma, Aisha Sabila Diyeni Hanifa, Kabiru Lavan, Umar Muhammad, Fatima Muhammad Galadima, and Kiernon Diallo. So we need a lead person, at least one or two, because this is a big group. We can have two lead persons, at least one. Okay, Tierno, great. Thank you so much, Tierno. Tierno, are you in this group, or I don't see your name, but you would like to be in this group as well? Okay.
Yes, I'm in this group, Kiernon Diallo, the 12th one.
Oh, okay.
The last one.
Okay, this one, right? 12.
The last one.
Okay, so I'm sorry, the name is probably.
Yeah, the 12th one, sorry.
Great, okay, so we have a lead person for quality education. For the interface group, we have Ayuba Bazam. And here again, we have 13 members in this group. Is there anybody else who would like to become the second lead person? You know, we had the third place, and so this is the photo. So, so every year, I think this year there were more than 1,180 events that participated in the UN World Interfaith Harmony Week, and our two events were selected as the third place with a bronze medal, and this is given by King Abdullah II, and she is the ambassador of Jordan to the United States. So we were awarded with this one for our two events. So we had two events. One of them was creating a safe space for interfaith dialogue, skills and reflections. So we had four experts who talked about the skills needed for interfaith dialogue. And also we had a digital story campaign for the youth. The youth members from different parts of the world, they shared their interfaith stories. That was amazing. Really, I truly enjoyed it. It's good to hear stories from different, you know, walks of life, the young people. So we got this award. Okay, and so anyway, so interfaith, I think it's a good group. I've been involved in interfaith activities for a long time. All right, so currently we have Ayuba, but always, you can always have a second or third lead person. Sometimes, you know, a person, let's say if something happened with Ayuba, a conflict in his program or schedule, so it's good to have a second person. All right, so let's go to the organizing committee and the career development. So we have event organizing committee. We have 7 people. And is there anyone who would like to be a lead person? Ayuba is already a lead person for interfaith. So we have Ashley is a lead person. We have Ishraq Rafin, maybe, Mohammed Zishan, Harun Tuku. Anybody?
I haven't written my name for the members, but is it possible to be the lead person?
Oh, yeah, I mean, if your name is not here already?
No, I didn't write it there, but I would like to be one of them. My name is Kubra, or you can just write, yeah.
Kubra, okay, so you would like to be a lead person, right?
Exactly. For the more details about the topic or the event itself, how can we have the access?
Sure. Well, for the event organizing committee, will help other 6 working groups in organizing their event. So you will be providing assistance in organizing their event, maybe with more like technical aspects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Mhm. And so it will be, okay, we will be talking about, what we have in plan, but, we will be in touch. So we will be meeting with the lead persons, and lead persons will reach out to their groups via WhatsApp, or they might have their own Zoom to talk about what actions they will take. Okay, let's go into, thank you, Kubra.
Just a sec. Samiha wants to be the second lead person for climate action. Samiha Tasnim Han,
Okay, so
climate.
for
climate.
Okay,
Climate
climate.
group. Is she there? Yes, that person. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. So we need leaders. Amazing. Okay. So for the career development committee, again, this committee will support our, our youth members with career opportunities, internship, fellowships, and so they will provide with resume building, cover letters, and other things. So let me tell you, when I was in university, I have been involved in these type of, volunteering, opportunities, and that really changed my whole career and whole my life. So every little thing that we learn in these committees or working groups will eventually help you in your career. So that's why you will learn more, believe me, when you learn about, when you help others with their careers, internship, fellowships, you will learn more, and you will definitely, benefit from it. So we have 14 members for this group, this committee. Who would like to be a lead person? We need 1 or 2.
I would like to be a lead person. I'm Tahira.
What's your name again?
Number 3.
Number 3. Great. Okay. Do we have another nomination? Another person?
Yes,
Hello.
Ahmed Pelit is raising his
Yes.
hand. Go ahead.
I would like to be a leader as well, Ahmed Pelit.
Great. Great. Okay. So we have 2. Amazing. All right. So now we have for the event organizing committee, Kubra. What's your last name, Kubra?
It's Kaya.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Kubra Kaya. Okay. So we have the lead person, Kubra Kaya, for event organizing committee. We have 2 lead persons, Tahira Hassan Nora and Ahmed Rushdi Pelit for the career development committee. And we have 2 members, Ashley Kitisha and Samiha Tasnim Khan for climate action group. And for global health group, we have Spozime. And for human rights group, we have Beyza Boz as a lead person. And for, okay, Suleiman raised his hand. Suleiman, you can unmute yourself and you can talk.
Okay, good day everyone. Sorry for the noisy environment. I'm just declaring my interest in becoming the third lead person for climate change group, if the opportunity is still there.
Yes, of course. So
7.
7. Great, great.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So great. We have 3 lead persons here. It's amazing. So that means guys are very dedicated. And all right, so for quality education, we have Tierno. And Tierno, your last name is Kiernon, right? Is that true?
Yes, Kianon.
Okay, and Diallo as well? Diallo is your middle name or last name?
It's my first name.
Diallo is your first name.
Yeah, my last name is Kiernon.
Okay, great. So let me just Diallo.
We have 2 more hands up, by the way.
Okay. So you can unmute and you can just talk. We have Mohammed, yes, from Tanzania.
Yes, we were together in the Dialogue Summit.
Oh yeah, Mohammed, yes, how are you?
Yes, fine, how are you too? Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, from Tanzania, I just want to express my interest in the group of Interfaith. I think there is only one leading person there, so I can be the second one if there is that chance.
Thank you, Mohammed. That's
thank you too.
Great. So life is, like the world is small. So we happen to, meet with Mohammed in Brussels. There was a dialogue summit, and so I'm so happy. Or in Ihsan Kişi from Germany. Ihsan.
Yeah, I would be happy to contribute to the STEM group and supporting as the lead person, as the second lead person.
Okay, your name is not here.
My name is not there, no. If you could write it there, I would be, thank you.
All right. I mean, later on, if anybody would like to become a lead person or wants to become a part of any of these groups, if your name is not in any of these working groups or committees, you can always sign up. You can just tell us, or you can just reach us and tell us about your interest. Okay, so now we have the lead persons. Again, for the quality education, Diallo, Tierno Kiernon, Ihsan Kişi. And for the interface group, we have Ayuba Bazam and we have Mohammed Ktendo. And for economic development group, I think, we don't have anybody from this group in the among us now. All right. Okay, so now we have the lead persons. So this is what we have in our, this is what we have in plan. So in order to take action, we would like each group to organize an event. It could be a panel discussion, virtual. We're not talking about in person. It could be a virtual panel discussion, or it could be maybe a workshop. So what we would like you to do, okay, for each group, okay, let's start with, let's say, climate action group. So, but in order to do this, we would like you to collaborate with another working group. For example, and we can have a climate action group and global health group. So we have, let's say, 12 and 15 people. So maybe climate action and global health could organize a panel discussion together. And and then you guys can come together on a Zoom meeting, and you can decide when you want to do it. And we have the WhatsApp group. Now we have the lead persons to communicate with the group. So you can come up with some like themes, topics, and possible speakers. The speakers could be yourselves. Okay, you could be the speakers, or if you would like to invite anybody like an expert from your network, or if you need help, you can also help you as well. So we suggest maybe climate action group and global health group can organize a panel discussion. And then it could be, something, that concerns climate and health. And then maybe we can have another group, human rights group and quality education. So this is very interrelated as well. And all these, like groups are intersectional. So there is always something with quality education and human rights aspects. So we can have these two groups organize a panel discussion, and we have the lead persons for these groups. and you can again come up with a theme and some topics and subtopics. And again, you have enough people to speak in this panel discussion. But again, if you would like to have a speaker outside of your group, or you can have a mix. You can have maybe, if you want to have, let's say, 3 or 4 speakers, and you can have maybe 2 from the groups, and maybe you can have 1 person or 2 persons as an expert outside of the groups. And then maybe we can have another group. We can talk about the interfaith and also socioeconomic development. So this is again intersectional, that that we can have another panel discussion. And for the event organizing committee and the career development, so this is what we had in plan. You guys can maybe organize a workshop in terms of career development. Okay, what are some of the, remember the first session we had with Cemre and myself, we talked about some career opportunities, internship opportunities. So you can come up with a kind of like a workshop, provide some opportunities, and also talk about these in this workshop. We can talk about maybe resume building, cover letters, or using LinkedIn or other professional like social media for professional development. So this is what we had in plan, but we would like to hear from you guys. So we would like you to organize a panel discussion or organize a workshop. So
Can I add one more
yes.
point?
Yes.
I mean, these days, mobilizing crowds or informing the audiences, raising awareness, it's also happening through producing, for example, visuals, reports, or social media posts as well, designing social media posts, or producing small videos, 2 to 3 minutes videos. So I think on top of organizing workshops, panels, this can be an interesting idea as well. Please take an advantage of this platform. Journalist Emeritus Foundation has over 17,000 followers on Twitter. Our YouTube events are being watched by minimum 6 to 10,000 individuals. Instagram is growing like a snowball as well. So this part of the program is really self-driven. So we want to create this opportunity for you to work within your groups and brief back on us. Say that this month we met a couple times and decided to move on with the production of a info booklet or infographics on XYZ topic. And after it's approved by the JWF executive team, we're here to support you. But what will you do? When will you implement your project or event? It's all up to you, because this initiative is established on the idea of producing an opportunity for you to practice your leadership and management skills. So to set the expectations in the correct placement, just wanted to note that we are here to help you out, provide resources, but all the content, ideas, proposals, we expect you to work on those. If you need ideas or assistance, and again, we're at your disposal here, but it's 100% self-driven.
Yeah, thank you, Cemre. I think that's important. That's important that you guys are making a decision on the panel discussion or a workshop or a campaign. So you will not be alone. So we are always here to help you, and we are happy to speak to your lead persons in terms of creating, let's say, designing your flyers, reaching out to audiences to attend your events. We will be helping with you as the JWF. But of course, in terms of working on the design, photos, and reaching out on social media, we will be coordinating with the event organizing committee. So this is a hands-on experience for you guys. So
Mehmet, maybe shall we say that till we meet next time, we expect the groups to have group calls. This can be either a WhatsApp group call, Zoom, or text messages in the WhatsApp group, all coordinated by the members of the committees. And maybe next time we meet, we expect every group maybe to present their ideas, to assign like a to-do task.
Absolutely. I think we should not wait until next month to talk about this again. So we highly encourage you to come together via Zoom or WhatsApp and then start talking about it. And let me just, put put you guys on the spot. Tierno, yes, go ahead, Tierno.
Yes, sorry for cutting you short. I wanted just to know how can we get access to other members of the group. I know there is a WhatsApp group that has sometimes not all the members are taking part in this program. How can we get access to those people easily?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. So what we can do, we can provide members' email addresses to the lead persons, so the lead persons can reach out to the members via email. Okay, and then
that would be fine. First of all, email, and then we try to have the phone numbers, the credentials, and in order to create WhatsApp groups.
But you don't have to create a new WhatsApp because we have already created a WhatsApp group.
Okay, we stay on the same WhatsApp group.
Same WhatsApp group. If one person or a couple of persons are not in the WhatsApp group, we can maybe assign the lead persons as admin, and you can include maybe new persons in the group.
But to get into any group, please email Priyanka. I have put her email address in the chat for any such inquiries. You can email Priyanka.
Right. And also, we would appreciate if you can at least maybe copy maybe the first communication like via email, maybe Priyanka or myself or Cemre, so we are in the loop, so we know which way you're going. Mayit Secdec, yeah, you can unmute yourself.
Hi. I wanted to ask, can I be a lead person for economic development? And if you can delete me from climate action group and put me in economic development.
Sure. Okay, so I'll delete you from here, and I'll put you in the economic development group. And would you like to be a lead person for this group?
Yes, I would like to be a lead person. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Thank you, mate. Perfect, great. So we have a lead person for this as well. Excellent, thank you. All right, so now if anybody, if you don't have a question or if you don't want to ask anything, I would like to give a climate action group. So the lead person may be Ashley and Samiha Suleiman. So I would like to get some like reflections, like your first reflections, what you have in plan or in mind, or some ideas that you can throw. Would you like to unmute yourself and say a few things?
Okay, I'm Sami. Am I audible?
Yes.
All right, so I think I would like to start with Google Meets because like the call quality is quite better there, and we can like share screen and discuss about a lot of things. So yeah, if we and in that meeting, a lot of people can get in at the same time as well. So yeah, and I think I'm also planning to give something that includes infographics. So like some sort of a videography or something that it's going to be short, but at the same time very catchy to sort of make you keep you thinking about the climate action and what could be the possible resolutions. So yeah, something like that.
Excellent. Thank you, Samiha. Anybody else? Ashley Suleiman, would you like to add anything?
I could jump in. Thanks, Samiha, and I'm really excited to work with the Climate Action Group. Also, supportive of us meeting on Google Meets and seeing how we can make it more interactive. We could also make an Instagram reel that comes out of the webinar that we will organize, and also if there's a blog, or maybe we can create a fun toolkit about how climate action interacts with the other thematic issues. I think that can also be something that we can all contribute to and have that as a toolkit emerging from this. But anyway, this is just some ideas, and yeah, I look forward to that.
Great. Excellent ideas, Ashley. Thank you. Suleiman, would you like to say a few things?
Okay. Good day, everyone. I'm sorry, the environment I am is a kind noisy, but just what I want to say is that with the help of each and everyone, we'll cooperate with anyone. Since we are coming from different locations, then we will see what we can do and what we can achieve by coming together. We have maybe a lot of climate change problems from our various local environments. Then we'll consider that and see how we can achieve something. And we're collaborating with all the remaining lead group leaders, hopefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Suleiman. When I was in Brussels, I met with a professor in climate and environmental studies, and he is also publishing Ecology magazine. It's an online, and there is an opportunity for you guys to publish any articles or any research that you have. So we have so many opportunities, and we are also considering to having a mentor for your group for organizing the event or maybe participating COP event or others. Beza, you want to take the floor? Some reflection?
Yes. Hello, everybody. I thought our first course of action would be to get everyone on board with the WhatsApp group, I suppose, because I checked and not yet everyone is there. I was also a bit late to join too as well. And maybe when we get everyone there, a little brainstorming first on what our course of action could be. And then after our meeting, we can also look for ideas in order to collaborate with the quality education group as well, as you've suggested, and maybe focus on a specific area of the world that has these problems, that is more urgent, and perhaps organize our events in aspect of that.
Thanks so much, Beza. I think that's a good course of action. To bring people together first, and then have a brainstorming on what you want to do. And just as Jim mentioned in the beginning, so there are different international days and on human rights and education and many other international days. So you can also have a maybe campaign, a social media campaign on those international human rights day or international days. So just to keep in mind. Thank you so much for quality education. Diallo and Ihsan, would you like to take the floor?
Yeah, thank you so much. I myself, I was thinking about, first of all, bringing everybody on board, like getting to know each other first through a meeting, and also discuss about to know the perception, how everybody understand quality education, and maybe also discuss about general topics about quality education. And further later on, maybe I was also thinking about a campaign about specific problems related to touching the topic of quality education, and also about the panel about quality education.
Great ideas, Diallo. Thank you so much. So since it's 12 p.m., so I'll just have one person from each group. Ayuba, you want to say a few things if you are with us about interfaith group?
Yes, good day, everyone. Yeah. Sorry, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. First, we'll first start by getting everyone on board other. Then from then we start maybe designing plans together about the events or activities we would hold, because the interfaith is a very sensitive and critical aspect of our society, because most of the conflicts currently in the world are either interfaith or intercultural, either interfaith or intercultural. So first of all, we get to know each other, we'll sit together and focus on how we'll design programs and projects that we can do together. And I'm thinking maybe we could do maybe a weekly or bi-weekly articles on how to promote interfaith and intercultural dialogue or something related to that. We will know much on what we are going to do when we meet with the group. Thank you.
Thank you, Yuba. Yeah, you have 13 people in your group, and so you have great, people to help you with you. And Mait, let's hear from you about Economic Development Group.
I just wanted to say hi to everybody. I'm very grateful to be part of this. I think that the main course of action is to get everybody involved in group. I don't have anything else to say.
Great. I think that's the first thing to do, get people together and start brainstorming and thinking about what to do. Of course, economic development, you can also incorporate social and economic development, so it's all related. And of course, we have the Kubra and Ashley. Kubra, you would like to say a few things? Let's have one person from the event organizing committee.
Well, the thing is, personally, myself, as being part of my university's event organizing committee, I have like good background of working with the teams and making the events happen. So hopefully it will help me to, conduct the projects of everyone who is participating in each group. I don't know what else to say actually, but I'm really looking forward to have the meetings.
Great. I mean, we just want to hear you, and so we are inspired and energized by all of you guys. Thank you so much, Kubra. And let's go to Tahira and from the career development.
Yes. Hi, I'm Tahira, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be a leader. I'm really excited to be a part of this committee and get to know all of my members and also my co-leader. I'm hoping that my existing skills and experience will help to contribute to the success of this committee, while also allowing all of us to learn new things. And we, of course, don't have any concrete plans yet, but I'm hoping we'll be able to form some sort of a workshop that allows young graduates and high school graduates and young professionals to develop their career further. And I think our first course of action would be to conduct max research to educate ourselves before we try to educate others. And yeah, that's about it. I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you, Tahira. I think that's a good first step to do. All right. So now we have the lead persons. So we would like to organize a panel, workshop, or a maybe campaign. The third, agenda item that we had was that since we're now going into summer, and so people will be going on vacation. Normally, this is a 12-month program, but of course, we would like to, get your input in terms of, giving a break during the summertime or not giving a break. We can continue as is, meeting every month, or we can give maybe 2-month break for committees and working groups to organize their own panel discussions, workshops that could be held maybe in October, November, or December. So what do you guys think? Shall we continue during the summer or shall we give a break? What do you guys say?
Events or postings can also happen during the break time too, if they're ready. We just refer to meeting and doing workshops in this format over Zoom.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Ayuba, you want to?
may I speak something, Mohammed from Tanzania?
Yes, Mohammed.
Yes, yeah. I mean, as far as I know, that we are coming from different geography. For example, if you tell me something about Sama from Tanzanian perspective, there is nothing like that one. And we don't have Sama here. Yeah. So what I would like to suggest is you as our organizers of this event, you are the one, or I mean, the decision should be made on based on your perspective from that side. Will it be suitable for you guys as the organizers to organize the continuation of this program while you are, or you'll be in vacation or not? That I think it should be considered in that way. Yeah, for us, for example, Tanzanian side, probably Kenya will be the same. And my neighbors here, we don't have such kind of, I mean, like a summer vacation or whatever. Yeah, so, but you guys there who have the summer and means something for you there, then you can, I mean, the decision can be made from that angle. That is my suggestion.
Thank you, Mohammed. I mean,
Yeah.
you're
Thank
right.
you.
I mean, you have the global north goes into summer, but global south goes into winter. So I agree with you. Ayuba, what do you want to say?
Yeah, what I want to say is somewhat similar to what he said. I think for speaking for myself now, I think I'm very eager to learn. So if I would have my way, to continue. But from you, the organizers, you're the ones that we need to get that from. If it will be suitable for you, if you continuing to guide us through this period won't be a burden on you through your summer break, then I think we can continue. But if it is something you can do on your vacations and all that, then yeah, I think to continue would be a good option for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayuba. I mean, in the chat back, some of our friends, they already said, let's continue. So you can just type, your response here as well. Mustafa?
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good morning. So I have a question actually regarding the grouping. So for example, if I have a personal project, like containing my country, I want to have a project from, for example, Nigeria. I want a project that will represent my country. So how can I go on with that? Aside the groupings, how can I go on with that? I want to do a project that is representing my country.
Okay, I mean, if it's a project is something that is a long term, because that takes a lot of preparation. But if you are talking about organizing a panel discussion, let's say we will organize a panel discussion, maybe you can talk about Nigeria as a case study. Let's say you can give perspectives from Nigeria. Let's say if we're talking about global, let's say we're talking about climate change, right, in general, and maybe you may give some perspectives or case from Nigeria. That's what comes to my mind. But of course, Jimre, would you like to say anything? A project just for Nigeria?
Well, in your respective group, I'm pretty sure you will have colleagues from other parts of the world as well. But if you think you have enough resources in your own capacity to lead such an action, we can support you in different means. But I would suggest that you first consult with your group, and if the outcome is still decided in the way to organize something country specific, we can take it into consideration as well. But I would prioritize something on a global scale. But it all depends on the outcome of your group.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. It seems that in the chat box, many people, I mean, all of them, they want to continue. The reason why we want to ask this question is not for us to take a vacation. It's more, because participation is important, because it takes us a lot of time and resources to get these young professionals and leaders to meet with you. So we would like to have enough participation during the summer as well. So that's the reason why we asked this question. And just for the month of September, September is a very busy time for us because we organize the United Nations General Assembly Conference, SDGs Conference. It's a very, very busy time for me and Cemre. We might ask, help from you guys, maybe some of you guys, to help us with that project as well. But, we will, think about it. We always plan ahead of time in terms of our speakers, our programs. So maybe we can have the half part, like the speakers part, and then the second part would be for you guys to, to meet among the working groups or committees and working on your project. So that could be maybe one way to do it. Mustafa, you want to say something?
No, actually, I wanted to say thank you for the response. Thank you.
Great. So Jim, let's over to you, maybe for our final reflections, and we can, close the session.
Sure. I think the majority wants to continue. I have seen 2 comments on taking a break, but just be mindful that everybody is allowed to miss 1 or 2 sessions as noted in the booklet. It might not be able to, you might not be able to participate in all events. So if you have any conflict of schedules during the summertime and you will have to miss 1 or 2 sessions, please let us know in writing, and we'll surely accommodate that in your attendance sheet as well. So just to note that. But other than that, my suggestion to receive a briefing, I just want to make some clarification on that. So next month, I meant that maybe we can have the teams finalize their proposals. Let's say the due date might be 1 or 2 weeks from this point to present it to the JWF executive team. But on June meeting, we can spend the second hour this workshop for the lead persons to brief us all about their finalized action points, so we're all on the same page. I think it's important that groups also know what's going on in the other sections to get inspired, to help one another. So I think we will be expecting you to take the lead within couple next days at least, to make sure that you're all coordinated and set up your own scheduled meetings for the next 1 or 2 weeks. And please let us know through email in writing. I would appreciate the email communication rather than WhatsApp when you have a finalized proposal to be shared with the JWF executive team. And please make sure to copy all of us. But I think Mehmet will be the lead person in that regards to provide the feedback. So please make sure that Mehmet is the focal person, but include Priyanka and myself as well in your communications. And I'm very much excited to see what's going to be coming out of the group discussions. It's such an inspiring and free flow project. So the floor is yours to lead it in however way that you think will create a long-lasting change in your respective communities or on a global scale. So we'll remain in touch.
Thank you, Cemre. And just one last reminder for the lead persons, please reach out to your group and try to schedule maybe a meeting time, date and time. And for those who you do not have the email addresses, we will provide that to you. So thank you so much, guys. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and see you next time.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.